All right. Oh, it's another beautiful Wednesday. It's another beautiful Wednesday. That's right, baby. Let's go.
Woke up on a Wednesday, feeling kind of blue. Got the hump day blues, don't know what to do. But then I heard the voice, Mike, Mike, Mike. He said it's Waffle Wednesday, let's take a hike. Grab my keys, jumped out of bed, headed to the diner with hunger widespread. Flipping pancakes, waffle giveaways, syrup dripping, my breakfast is void. Hey, Waffle Wednesday, let's turn it up to 10. Building PCs in the back, rocking till the end. Syrup flowing, taste buds blowing. It's Waffle Wednesday, let the feast begin. It's Waffle Wednesday, let the feast begin. Wednesday, healthy.
All right, your waffle has begun.
Mike, Mike, Mike.
Get it in now, baby. We'll be starting soon.
Day rolling in, feeling so hype. Waking up early, gotta grind all day. But it's all worth it when the beats start to play. Waffle giveaways, they're the talk of the town. Everyone lining up, can't help but go down. From crispy golden edges to syrupy bliss, breakfast dreams come true. Can't resist.
Waffles, tasty waffles.
Building
Lots of syrup.
PCs, it's my digital domain. Graphics card shining, power flowing through my veins. Motherboard humming, fans spinning high, creating my own world in the blink of an eye.
Mike. What day is the mic?
Weeks halfway done already. What? Already? If it creeps
What up,
upon you
everybody?
like that,
Happy hump day, everyone.
chances are
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's another glorious day.
Mike,
How's everybody?
Mike,
How's everybody doing? Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. It's Wednesday again. Another Wednesday, man. Gosh, we're halfway through April already.
it's Mike the Chemical,
Crazy, bro.
celebrating hump
It's
day,
crazy.
building all them pictures
Delicious waffles are ready for the taking.
He's got 'em all.
Exclamation mark waffle for your chance to win. We'll be picking some winners. We got waffles today, baby.
Oh, guess what day?
Yeah, let's
Guess
go.
what day it is? Huh?
Huh?
Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is?
Mike.
Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike?
That a waffle.
Let's go.
32374 just for 17 months.
Let's go,
Bring up
Kenneth.
1 L, bring it 1G, Therma 20 logo, Therma 20 waffles, 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 Therma 20 waffles.
So many waffles, so many good things. Thank you so much, Kenneth. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right. We got a good one today. New case on the table today. Just came in, actually. So Pretty excited to talk about that as well as some other news and everything that we got going on. So yeah, let's jump on over. Let's jump on over. Mike. Oh yeah. What day is it? Oh man, I need to do some more AI songs, dude. I'm loving them, man. It's just so much fun. So much fun. All right, where are we at today? Oh, so we are halfway through April. I know a lot of people have been asking about a lot of things that we've been saying is coming around. And, I got some good news today. I heard, a little bird told me that we had some shipments coming in this week. And we'll have some stuff coming up. One of the new things that we definitely have coming around the corner here is going to be our new Tower 600s. We got 2 new colors. I know a lot of people have been very anticipated by our new Future Dusk, our purple case. I believe that shipment is going to be here this week. We could have inventory in as early as Friday, but just keep checking the website. And then with that shipment coming in, we should have that in Amazon in maybe a couple of weeks. Week or two, depending. Sometimes they kind of pre-do it, so keep an eye out for that popping up there if you are interested in either the light year green or the Future Dusk for the Tower 600. You had your heart set on that purple for a little bit. I get it. I know it took a while, but I'd like to tell you it's soon, very soon. Let me F5 real quick. No, just kidding. It's not that soon, but it will be coming up here really soon. You can definitely check our website, thermaltakeusa.com, of course. And in there, we will have this update. You can also do the notify me too, which, is pretty good. Otter coming in. Appreciate the hydrate, my friend. Thank you so much. My sticker came off in the... I need to put a new one on. Actually, I got a new one right here. I was going to do this earlier and I forgot. Let me do this right now. But yeah, we got the Tower 600 Future Dust. So new colors. We also got some other things coming in too. So I know a lot of stuff shipment wise we've been waiting on. And I believe one of the big shipments is here. Or is going to be here in the next couple of days, customs and all that stuff. I think that's been pretty much the biggest part of a lot of that. If you guys know, out in the market, with all the tariff talk as far as what we're saying, there we go. Rebranded, brand new. Look, brand new. But yeah, with all the tariff talk and everything like that, shipments and everything, a lot of stuff getting mixed up a little bit there. Rest assured, Thermaltake's here. We're getting everything sorted out. I honestly couldn't tell you what's going to happen next week with all the changes already. I know we already talked about the pricing going up a little bit because the Tower 600s were $169 when they launched. With that tariff price adjustment, it's now $189 as it's shown on our website. And remember, this is the MSRP. That means us, the manufacturer's suggested retail price. We're definitely doing our diligence to try to keep those pricing reasonable, and we'll just have to see how it goes, fam. Just keep checking your pricing, make sure, do your research and on that stuff. It's going to be pretty interesting. And yeah, with that, a lot of the tariffs, they had that big change specifically for the computer industry where they set that back down to only 30%. So with that, power supplies, AIOs, cases, stuff like that. I know more importantly, you guys are concerned about the higher end components like graphic card, motherboards, and all that kind of stuff too. So at least we got a little bit of good news there for that. Or you'd probably start seeing this stuff almost double in price. So if you're gonna grab something and it's got the decent, I'd go for it before the price changes, or just wait it out and just see what happens, because we're probably gonna have some more changes here and everything like that. But rest assured, we're doing what we can here. $189 is the current price for the Tower 600s in any of the colors. It only went up a little bit and we're definitely hoping it doesn't go up too much more. But feel free to take a look at that. We're going to be having these very soon. I'm super excited. I'm hoping next week I'll be able to have some purple colors on the desk.
What do
as
you
well
call
as
the
some green
final
ones.
vacant apartment in the apartment complex?
What?
Last but not least.
There you go. There you go. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the jokes, dude. Every week, bro. Cheers to you, man. Oh, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping everything's gonna go together well. If we have any big adjustments or whatever, I'll definitely be trying to inform you guys as much as possible over on our Discord, as well as following our social channels, both our global as well as Thermaltake USA. We got a bunch of them out there. If you browse over to our global site, as we are still working on getting the web page up and ready, but I was actually able to get a hold of this case, so I have the AX500. This is our new full tower workstation PC. So this one's not necessarily designed for gaming, but you're gonna see a lot of universal options for gaming as well as other things. Some of the big changes with this is gonna be like motherboard form factor support, storage options like aplenty, as well as some other features and everything. So today we're gonna be doing an overview on the AX500, and I got a nice, beautiful white one. Oh no, come on, oh no. We got a nice, beautiful white one right here on the table to show you guys. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Wow, the ATX that has all, this one has a good amount of drive options. A lot of features like both for, support options in the front, under the power cover, in the back. We're gonna be doing a full breakdown of that. We'll be talking about that today. This is also coming soon as well. We should have the website up on USA.com probably within the next week. And I believe with the shipment right around the corner, the shipment coming in this week, you guys should see these coming in stock too. I'm not sure if they all came on the same one, but the good thing is stuff is here, and that's what's important, as well as stock and other things like our AIOs, fans, and all that stuff. But yeah, today it's all about the AX500. This comes available in both black or snow. No particular plans yet that I'm aware of as far as going into color options and everything. Again, it's a workstation PC. I was almost kind of surprised that white would have happened, but I mean, that's been like our default for a long time. So, but you might not see this in like a matcha green, if you feel me, you know what I mean? Being more of a workhorse type of case. And I think you'll see that when we dive in on it, Future Dusk is the same color as Welch's grape juice. I'm in, dude. Grape drink all the way, man. I fully support that. Fully supported. It's funny. I have some grape drink right here. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. Fresh squeeze coolant. I made it this morning. But yeah, some of the crazy features with the AX500, definitely a little different is the EATX. Or like EEB, SSI, CEB, as far as those different chipset motherboard form factors, from like ATX and stuff. But the case does actually do like a standard ATX build, like you see right here. So you can still do ATX, you can do mini. It supports the backwards connectivity, so even like a backwards connector board. So it's kind of, I'm thinking about it, right? When the case was coming out, and I was like, what am I gonna tell them? What do I want to talk about with this, right? So yes, it's focused on workstation, but it can definitely do gaming too. And I think for people that are kind of on the one side of the spectrum versus the other, or maybe even somewhere in the middle, my storage junkies out there too, this could be something nice, little interesting option for you. I think some of the big things with this though is going to be that motherboard form factor support, doing like that 47 series type of Intel CPUs, or like the TR5 TR or SP TR6 AMD style CPUs, the different stuff, right? And then it does still have some pretty good options for cooling, supporting either a 360 or a 420, both in the top and or in the front, and we'll be breaking that down as well. A good amount of fan support, of course, and it's a pretty tall case. It's not a dual chamber. So it's more that traditional tower case, so you don't have that big space. You know, power supply's in the bottom. It's not in the back, if that makes sense. Kind of like where it shows right here. And yes, there is a window. Yes, there is a window. Also has a GPU brace here, not for one, but for multiple graphic cards, because again, hence workstation applications here. And then for all of my storage chat members out there, supporting up to 5 3.5s or 6 2.5 drives is a good chunk of storage there for the case, for the size. This is the first of the series. We are looking at doing a bigger one, which was the AX500, which kind of follows along suit with like the W series that we did many years ago. I mean, that was like 10 years ago, but very similar to that. So we're definitely, there's going to be something bigger coming as well with this. But to kick off our new AX series, we have the AX500 here to talk about today. And yeah, like I was saying, website features are all up on our global site. It'll be up on USA probably within the next couple of days. Some other features with this too. And I'll kind of break this down a little bit more, but the reasoning behind this with the extra grommets like you see in this picture versus the far one is because it needs to have the support for the cable management for those longer boards. You know, EATX goes up to 13 inches. So, you know, you're definitely getting bigger than your standard 9.5 ATX. So with that plate then reserves the options for your mounting, for your standoffs, as well as giving you access for your cables so you can run your 24 pin and so on and so forth. I guess the good thing is they're not necessarily making like SSI CEB or EEB, yeah, you know me, type of backwards connector motherboards, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what they come up with, you know what I mean? So definitely something different. Pretty excited to talk about something different there in regards to that too. I wonder if you could rig up some more drive cages to attach to those 120 fan mounts on the side. I mean, stuff like that is an option. Wait till you see what, you know, there's some nice storage options under the power cover here. So there's some more storage down there as well as in the back and everything. I mean, I guess a lot of it is going to determine the drives, right? How much you're going to fit in there. You know what I'm saying? But then with that configuration, right, as far as like the way we like to try to make it universal, but then, you know, there is some give and take depending on which way you want to go with certain stuff. Like if you want to do fans, then that's going to limit you on like the grommet stuff. So we'll talk about that, you know, as we go through, just kind of doing a nice little breakdown, you know, the case on the website. Good little nice clear pictures, you feel me? A lot of cable management ties. I mean, I guess you'd expect that in a case in 2025, as well as, you know, offering, you know, proper support for different options for cooling. I mean, in a way, I guess you could do some custom cooling with it, but this might not be the right case for something like that, if that makes sense. But I definitely see that a lot of people looking at like a workstation application, and they don't want a gigantic cabinet or, you know, go to like a, you know, like a U-rack type of style, and they just want something more on the, you know, single dev type of person and everything. This might be something for you. Or just a mix and match, like I was saying. You can do a lot of different options with this, but it's the strengths of this particular model, you know, that makes it different from like the View series, you feel me? Or like a Core series or even a Tower, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we do list all the compatibility for the case. I mean, at least on the design page towards the bottom, we give you the AIO breakdown as far as size and location, you know, nice little illustration here to showcase, as well as fan options. And you can see here, the fan option is only available next to the motherboard. No radiator options for the fan on the side with that. And like I was saying, you know, if that's something you're more into, we have other cases that support more of those, you know, those kind of features and everything like that too. So, workstation ready though. You know, I think it's got some neat features. I think the biggest part, again, like I've been saying, is the motherboard form factor options there with the case. And I mean, with that too, we've also been dabbling a little bit on, you know, that workstation side, not just with our cases, but with our AIOs too. We had the AW series that we also talked about back at CES this is another up and coming product that we're gonna have. I'm not sure on the availability. I haven't heard too much as far as when this is gonna be dropping in here for the US, but we'll keep you guys posted on that. But it definitely a different AIO. I mean, this is the 4677 LGA Intel sockets, so it's definitely different than your LGA 1700, if you feel me. And then of course with AMD, that TR5 SP6 socket compatibility. So it's a different cooler for different applications. And as you can see, they got a nice little case right here that would be something that would fit that, because that's to support the motherboard, right? So it's not just about the cooler for the board, but making sure the board fits in its spot and having all that stuff there with that. So designed around or made to go kind of with the AX series there for some, fun workstation stuff. You know what I mean? Fun workstation stuff. I always get hungry for waffles when Thermaltake stream comes on. Let's go. Appreciate that, Steve. Let's go. Get your waffle on. Exclamation mark waffle for your chance to win. It's another beautiful hump day, everybody. It's another beautiful hump day. All right. Let's jump on over. Let's jump on over here. Why don't we? Shall we? All right. Dude, it's brand new, guys. It's still in the plastic. Still in the plastic. I haven't even opened it yet. But yeah, we have the AX series. This is a brand new case. More focused on workstation. I'll probably say workstation about 100 times. Should probably have a workstation counter down here on the bottom for this one. But I'll try to not go too crazy on that. And you guys will be able to see a little bit more about the case itself. You know what I mean? I also got some motherboards here as well. These aren't necessarily the elongated or CEB, EEB type of motherboards, but to at least give you some type of a comparison with that. So we can do some little visuals in the case. You know what I mean? As we kind of break everything down. So one of the things that I really like about this case already when I opened it up was that, and I don't know if this is something that we're doing new, moving forward, or it's maybe something specific with this. I've definitely seen us do this before, but more of a full page manual like this. It's got nice little illustrations in here, kind of breaks down, all the little parts that you'll have inside with all the little pieces, giving you all the specifications and everything, as well as the accessories that come in here. But I do appreciate the IKEA style of, giving you guys little visuals on, where everything goes, how everything comes apart. Because I get it. Not everybody watches me here on Thermaltake Live. We do the courtesy for you and give you that test drive breakdown right here on stream. But you always have a ThermalMike reference right here in the manual. I write each and every one of these, so make sure you read it or I will cry at night. So that way we can, you'll break down all this stuff like your storage options, giving you all the little, hey, this is where it goes. Oh, this comes out. Oh, I can put this here, all that planning that you guys love to do when you're anticipating, that that shipment coming in, so you can get that last piece to get going. It's also available online always. We have manuals on everything online, so I get questions here and there from the Discord hey, does this go here, does that go there? And I get it. Sometimes stuff can be hard to find. Happy to help out with it, but always take a reference. The manuals are available to download PDF file online, so if there's something you're just kind of hey, how does this or that go? Usually the website will have some of the good focus highlighted things, but not every little detail. And sometimes a manual, there's one page there that's just that was what I was looking for. So always keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind. All right. Let's take our plastic bag off. They cost extra here in California for those. You got to bring your own bag to the grocery store. They want 10 cents for those, you know what I mean? So, and now that 10 cents is 20 cents with tariffs, you know what I mean? So it's crazy out there, fam. It's crazy out there. But yeah, here's a quick little look. It's a beautiful case. Definitely giving you some different options there, but at the same time, you might take this on as a, option there. I mean, a nice little ventilation in the back for the fan option if you'd
You
like
could
to
have
go
a
with
skill
that.
difficulty level that's represented with the number of waffles.
That's right. We could have like a waffle difficulty meter, like a building waffle scale. I like that. That's a good idea, Pig. That's a good idea. Let me note that down real quick. No, seriously, that's an interesting idea. Maybe we could get a skill waffle level or something like that.
Wow.
Wow. But it can do a lot. So I don't want to just kind of be like workstation only with it. It only supports this or that. Because, I mean, dude, we practice your mod your way here at Thermaltake. And, I mean, all we like to do, give you options, right? Just give you options. I do like all the airflow here in the front. I definitely wouldn't want glass on something like this. So getting a nice perforated front panel here. It's pretty clean. Your buttons are on the top then at that point. I know with like our other cases we were talking about the View 380 XL where those options were down there on the bottom and everything. But this may or may not, I mean, it kind of works in a bunch of different ways as far as where you're going to put it, on the table, off the table, as far as where you're going to go. Nice little filters there throughout. Let's go ahead and get some of the panels off. So both the side panels do have screws. I mean, the glass panel does have a single screw here on the top, and you got a nice little tab right there. So we can just pop the glass panel off. Similar to like what we've done with the other ones. Yeah, there's a big panel right here. And as you can see, that panel's just gonna kind of lift out and pop off. There's little tabs right down here on the bottom. You see the 3 tabs there on the bottom. You just line those up with the case, click it back into place, and it's good to go. I like how that's changed a good little bit from, just the cases over the years. I mean, a lot of cases I've been really used to having 2 screws, top and bottom, and just putting that little tongue and groove on the bottom there with just a single screw and popping the panel off. It's the future. It's the future of case designs. Needs to be purple color. Dude, it does. It does. Everything needs to be purple. I really want to do a purple build. Really want to do a purple build. Man. Like, I already know the right motherboard for it. ASRock did a solid on that purple live mixer board. Might have to hit them up for a purple board. Who makes a purple graphics card? Who makes a purple graphics card? We're gonna have to look. Have you? We did. Oh man, October's gonna be here sooner than later, man. I'm excited. We're definitely doing that again. That's gonna be so much fun. So panel comes off, real easy there. For the backside panel, 2 screws located, top and bottom, more traditional like so. They're captive, so they're not just gonna fall on the table or drop on the floor and roll way over there where you lost it and then you're like, I'll get it later, and then you just completely forgot. You know what I mean? It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. And then of course you have a nice panel here on the back, magnetic filter, pretty straightforward. It's a perfect alignment. Perfect alignment there with that filter. And then of course that does open up a lot of the back there on the case. Now it's going to come with a couple of fans pre-installed. You may or may not want to go this type of route with them, but they're there for you to use. They are the daisy chain fans, or more or less kind of like our upgraded freebie fans that you get with a case. Definitely better than what we've been doing years in the past and everything. So like I wish they were the magnet ones, that's the only thing, but that does kind of increase the cost too, you know what I'm saying? So, and you see the same kind of thing out there with like AIOs as well as other stuff. So, your mod your way, get what you want, what's going to fit with where, the specs and everything will be listed, if it supports 120s, 140s, and for some of you out there that are big fans of 200 mil fans, Not necessarily saying it's a big focus, but I'm just saying, you know, if that's an interest, you know, it's in the spec sheet if it supports it. Fortunately, it doesn't too much. If you know, you know, but, you know, we do try to fit a lot of those kind of options. I mean, when you look at like the back of the case right there, you'll see there's 2 sets of slotting, one for 140 and then one for 120. So you do have the options to go kind of either way, depending on what you want to get. I think a lot of it breaks down to like what AIO you want to go with. Some people might want to go for the 360, which has been kind of like the go-to AIO size, I think, for a lot of people. But with the triple 140 or the 420 millimeter AIOs, you know, giving you that triple 140 fan, that wider space actually really does make a good difference. You can save a little bit on, you know, your thermals there. It's not a drastic change. I mean, we've tested this, but at the same time, I mean, it still gives you a little bit more. And I do kind of like the look of those bigger 140 fans. It does look beefy inside a case and everything like that. I mean, looking right here at like this fan that comes pre-installed. This is a 140, so you get 140s all the way around in the case, just to mention, but it does support both 140 and 120 options there in the front. We got to support it because you have to have the options for both, or it kind of just, it takes away from somebody's, you know, creativity or just, you know, their demands that they would need for their cooling, right? So until people start making 480 and 560 AIOs, which that would be quite crazy, but until something like that happens, then we'll just start making bigger cases. I mean, it's not like we haven't done it before, but we'll have to just definitely see, you know, how that demand goes for, you know, the next generation for thermals and stuff, right? But yeah, nice little breakdown. Both panels, like I was saying, come off real easy. Do you have other options here for this panel to be removable and then be able to swap that with some fans? I'll take that out in a minute. There's also an optional cage right back here. Let me see. Oh man, that one's in there. All right.
Don't ask me how. They waffle sweet and gold. Got that syrup, never gets old. Mike, hear me shout. They waffles, no doubt.
I always get this too. It's like every now and then, like there'll be like the case, you know, the coating on, like it's the first time, you know, cutting into that coating and kind of get a little stuck. But as you can see, little trapdoor action right here. This just basically giving you that access for doing any like backplate mounting and everything. But then this is going to come in as an optional plate that you can put here for, you guessed it, more storage. So like I said, the case is pretty, we're packing storage almost everywhere that you can put it. Speaking of which, we do have a variety of little hard drive cages down here. You know, they support both 2.5 as well as 3.5. You know, HDD, SSDs. You actually have 4 of these down here where we normally usually do like 2. I believe this one right here is going to have our accessory pack on it as well, and that is right. We'll go ahead and we'll get this bad boy out of here too. I was wondering where this was. Makes sense. All right, so little caddy trays, slide them in and out. I have the options, do up to 4 drives down here at the bottom. I mean, it doesn't necessarily block my power cables too much. The case is pretty big, you know what I mean? So from what I saw, it doesn't seem like it caused too much of an issue with that as far as the way you're gonna route your cables and everything. But definitely for some of you that are looking, that have multiple drives, right? You're running a NAS or, you know, just doing some personal things. Maybe you got a gaming server going on, you know, and you got some stuff set up and everything like that. And you just, you know, you need that, you know what I mean? It's definitely got the storage I think most people will need, at least in this size of a case. Because, you know, we make a case that's this big that basically goes outside the screen. I'm going to have to back my camera up even more. But, I mean, stuff like that. I mean, like, comparing this to when I saw the AX500, that bad boy is definitely larger. And then it also comes with an optional pedestal to make it even taller. by adding that on the bottom, and that's really going extreme. So this does kind of tone it down a little bit, kind of not necessarily going crazy with it, but you know, giving you something pretty straightforward in a mid-tower case. And then yeah, both the white one's gonna come with all these little chrome screws. We've been doing chrome screws for all of our snow edition cases, which I think is really good. And you can also see in there too, all white grommets. I mean, they almost kind of look blue on the screen, but I don't know, maybe it's just the lighting to me, but they're not blue. I mean, I don't know if it was just me, maybe it's just my lighting, because I have some like blue lighting or whatever. It's just maybe they glow in the dark. Maybe they glow in the dark. I don't know, but they are white. And I would just say like the camera just kind of makes them, I don't know, see, that makes them, I think, look a lot better than when you look at them in there. Like, dude, it makes it like this right here to me, like even for you, this should look like a good true, like the case, right? Like the white, like the case, right? But then see, if I put it over there, I don't know, it's just maybe the shadowing, but it was just really funny that these kind of look almost a little blue to me. So they're not blue. They're not blue. And hopefully this gives you a good little indication as far as just, yeah. It's the studio lighting. I got to set the mood, you know, it's waffle time. Let me see if I can one-hand this in here. Let's see. One-handed. Can we do it? No, we can't. Wait, we did it. One-handed. One-handed. Got it back in there. See? Easy. Easy to use. Again, I can't stress enough how awesome it is that we put these extra little clips in here. You'll get a couple of those because you know what? Oops happens sometimes. And a lot like these are just for like the glass panels, the little push clips that go in there. I don't know if there's actually too many others. Maybe on the front panel here. Let's go ahead and we'll pop the front panel off. Of course, you get the speaker with the hot glue on the back. You know, some little hot glue hairs here and everything, because we got to plug this in because we need our little beep, 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 just in case, you know, our memory is not on the compatibility list and it's going to tell us you're wrong. That's basically the most simplest thing that you can buy, or actually, I guess, I don't know if I would consider it almost getting it for free. That's just going to tell you that something is wrong. But dude, I love these clips. These are great. Hang on to these. You know, don't lose these. Put those in your little bag of tricks and everything like that. You may need one down the road. I might not always have them either. You know what I mean? Nice beefy NAS with some room to slot in a GPU or two. Yeah. And I think with a lot, you know, with that too, when you're looking at like, what is it? It's what, 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 8 slots down. As far as expansion wise goes, but I mean, you definitely have those options for at least doing 2 solid cards in there, maybe even get a third, but you know, that's all going to depend too on what CPU you go with as far as your PCI Express lanes and your chipset. But I think you guys that are going to be doing that are going to know what you're doing. But you know, hopefully you're not, you know, taking your pointers from me on that, and you already know about that, so that's important. If not, look it up. I'm also really digging this stuff. Mike. We've made these as professional headbands, Thermaltake headbands here that you can get for free by purchasing the case. They also work really good as, I mean, I liked how we used to have these all pre-installed on the case, and sometimes they were too small, sometimes they were too long, sometimes they weren't in the right spot. So like, something like this, it's got nice little perforation on it where I can tear in between the TTs. Well, I gotta be careful saying that. But yeah, you could tear right here and make your own little individual pieces. Got a bunch of little individual sections. Sometimes you need a little, sometimes you need a lot. And us here at Thermaltake, we got you covered on all your cable management needs. I do actually like this. You get white, of course, with the snow edition, and there's a nice reversible, the black with the white logo on the black one. So, and then you get the black screws too with the case. So, kind of in a way color coordinated a little bit, but I do dig all the you know, the chrome hardware, the little bling bling, you know, to keep that white crisp color. You know what I mean? For people that are just, you know, wanting to do like all white builds with like GPU, motherboard and stuff like that, you know, maybe even do some cooling. Man, I I can't take my eyes off those grommets, man. That's so funny. And it's like, I was looking at this case and everything, and I just didn't really kind of like look at it in the camera from your guys' view, and it just caught my eye, and I just had to mention it. So I wanted to make sure I cleared the air just in case. So yeah, both side panels come off pretty simple like that. Let's see, we have a top panel as well as the front panel. Let's see, top panel, pretty straightforward here. Let's get a top down for the top panel. Oh, 1 sec. We'll come right back. Be right back. There we go. There we go. So, top panel. Nice little buttons right here. Power reset. 2 USB 3s, Type C. Oh, you can't see this part. There's a little lip right here on the back side of the case. Let's see if we pop that up just like that. And look, that whole panel then comes off right there. Nice little filtration action right here. I like this. Comes out real easy. It's held in by just a couple little pins on this side and some simple magnets. Take that in and out for some nice easy cleaning. Give you a nice filtration, especially. A lot of times this is exhaust, so a lot of times this will probably get the dirtiest in the case for the exhaust part of the fans. Then you can just remove this and clean it, wash it, whatever you want to do. And that just pops right off. No screws or anything like that. But you do have some more of those clips exposed here. Like I was saying, you get 4 extra clips in the box. So just be careful with these. Just make sure you line up the little tabs right here. You know, don't make sure you're good before you push down with confidence. You know what I mean? But it's just a quick little snap. And then that's pretty straightforward for me as far as removing that panel there. There we go. And that gets that panel off. And then kind of opens up to see it's like what's going on with the front panel. So I don't see any particular screws or anything like that would be hidden, because usually sometimes when you remove that top panel, it'll expose like say maybe 2 screws for the front panel, but there's nothing present right there just to show. Subscribe and vibe. Get your waffle today. Yeah, it pops to the front. Let's see. And then I'm assuming, yep, there's like a little handle, little action right here. Brace the case. Pops right off. Again, nice and straightforward. No real screws to deal with on the panel itself. And then inside here, there's actually a filter. But I think, oh yeah. So then this, another nice little mesh filter. This is that finer mesh too. And everything. I'm really not, it's good. Like I don't, we filters have changed over the years. I like the bracing. I like it. It's like one piece, you know, versus like multiple little pieces. And then it's got like a little section in here. It kind of drops down and in. And it's got like there's like a little notch right there at the bottom. And then that just kind of snaps back into place with magnets. You know, nice and easy. You see right down here. And then there's also these 2 screws that kind of hold the filter in. So I guess if there was a problem, you can at least remove that. Doesn't seem like it's going to remove anything else, but it's just kind of holding that filter in place. And you know, I gotta like these little push clips and everything. I mean, the good thing about these things is these things are pretty beefy, so they're going to take a good amount of punishment before something happens to those. I would say more or less a lot of that's just going to be those plastic clips, you know, getting pushed in incorrectly. So just be careful with it and everything. And then that will then expose the front panel. As you can see with the front panel being a little bit thicker there, that does allow you to put the fans on the outside of the case versus limiting you from putting it on the inside. And then you got those 3 140s. Good stuff. Good stuff. You guess? The Waffle difficulty meter, it should be in terms of stack. Short stack equals easy. All you can eat equals extreme difficulty. We should do like, yeah, like all you can eat buffet is like the extreme. And then we could have like reheated breakfast from yesterday as like the bottom end, like the easy mode. It's like you were so lazy, you didn't want to make waffles a second day, so you just ate the waffles from yesterday, kind of easy. I like it. I like it. We could have a waffle meter in the near future. We could have a waffle meter in the near future. Let me get past Computex, okay? I got a lot going on with Computex, man. Oh, I'm so excited for that. That is next month. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, woo, wee, wow. And then, of course, you know, front panel stuff, you're going to get all of these nice front panel cables. We've definitely updated these over, I would say, the last year. So a lot of the newer cases now, you know, minus like fan cables and such, we've gone all white with the connectors. So like stuff like, you know, your Type-C, you know, it's got that like the SATA type of cabling for it. You know, you get the USB 3.2 Gen 2, you know, you get the full Type-C speed there with this. Great devices. I mean, for something like when I have to, you know, back certain things up or move stuff from computer to computer, when like say like I have a stream build go down and I got to rebuild it, you know, it definitely, that transfer rate is glorious. And then this nice little change too, going with the flat, almost similar like the Type-C cables for the USB 3. Definitely really, it's got a nice feel to it. And this being flat instead of like, you know, the typical rounded, like a lot of them were more rounded like our good old HD audio. And yeah, it still has some colored cables on here. I know we saw from the other case that got updated with that one, but this being a workstation, I could see, you know, as far as where it fell in when we made the change. So other things changing with that, as well as like, you know, here's our front panel header, single block piece, you know, all white connector, white cable. But yeah, looks really nice. And again, only dealing with the one barrel or, you know, non-flat cable does definitely help. I think that kind of gives me, you know, some good alignment there for, you know, kind of doing some of my cable runs, kind of keeping that out of the way, especially with my connectors being on the top versus on the front, going over and up and in. I'm more or less just kind of coming straight down. And I got a nice little bundle option there. And like, again, those flat cables do kind of help keep that space minimized there, so I can run my 24 through here. You know, depending too on, you know, what options then I go with, because as you can see, you do have additional grommets right here, all the way up to some pretty insane motherboards. And then with that, you also have the additional standoff options too, so.
Whoa, hey, that's you. Hey, almost two? No way, me too. All right.
Son, let's go. Thanks for the 6 months, baby.
X000. PogChamp.
7 months. My bad. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Pog, let's go. Get in on those extra waffles. So yeah, this is gonna be a different type of scenario, I think, than what most people are used to seeing. I mean, for what we do case-wise, this is usually an area that would be fitted for like an AIO, maybe like a 360, 240, 280 sort of thing. You know, sometimes it has some other options too with it, but this one is definitely different from what our lineup is usually like. So getting the double down of storage on the bottom, the storage options behind the motherboard over here. Granted, like I was saying, it's not a dual wide or a, you know, a dual chamber type of design. So you don't have that like 2 or 3 inch depth there on the one side, right? So with all that, you get the extra storage on the bottom and over there with that. Now that I don't think, I have to double check, but I don't think as far as on the inside here with the grommets, because I believe like that, the far hole, it's going to be this one that's over here for the EATX or XL, because it's, yeah, that's basically, it's saying the EATX hole. It actually, that's what it's actually printed on there. But all of the standoffs will have a little print on them that basically will say like A for ATX, M for micro. We do a variance of that on most standard gaming cases, but this one does have a couple of different ones. And I mean, like, you know, something like a standoff way over here, you know, should definitely tell you that it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? And then of course we got our GPU bar. This has a couple of different mounts on it here. So let's take a look. I think I would just unscrew this. Let's see if that is it got two to hold it. So that's really kind of nice. So that's not necessarily just a single screw. That's 2 screws there. It gives you like, you know, the L shape. So that way you have 2 screws there on the one side, really support it. I know like last week we were talking, and I think a lot of it's because I saw some posts on Reddit where people were actually kind of going a little crazy on this. And they were kind of, you know, pushing the bracket a little too far up and kind of smashing it into the card, putting pressure on the PCI Express slot. So remember, this is not necessarily to help you just, you know, tweak your card into the case, but to just definitely cover that support, give you that nice little rest right there on that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's switch some gears here for a second. Let's jump over some other tunes here as our Waffle radio has ended. We went through all of our tracks already. Oh, now let me set this. Go here. Go here. Go here. There we go. There we go.
Tasty waffles with
Lots of syrup. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's hump day. We're halfway through the week, baby. Oh, but yeah, like 2 mounts for 2 different graphic cards. It's not for you to smash one. I mean, I guess you could. I mean, if you really wanted to mount your graphics card and have 0 GPU sag, I guess you would have, let's see, yeah. You would have the options to just your graphics card, but this is actually made for 2 GPUs, or you could use it for that. It's got like nice little like rubber felt like little pad on there too, because nothing says trouble like scratching your $2,000 graphics card, which is gonna probably with tariffs around the 9, it's gonna be too expensive. So these are cool. It's interesting. This is almost like a racer material. Like bring you in here. Let me show you this. I want to use this. I want to use this to try to like look. It's like an eraser. It's not even really like a foam. It's like, it feels to me like it's an eraser stuck on an L bracket. It's literally what it's for. If it wasn't so beautifully clean, I'd probably get a pencil and do this and just see if I could do this to erase it, but I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's a new material. It's definitely really nice, but it literally feels and looks like they took a white eraser and stuck it on a bracket. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know, man. It's the little things sometimes with that. But yeah, of course this is optional too. The GPU bracket does have a couple of screws, so you can take the bar completely out if you'd like to. Actually, let's go ahead and let's do that. Let's see if there's anything else. You know what, let me get... Yeah. We should probably go 1 and 1, huh? Don't drop them. Don't drop them. Who's messaging me? Don't message me, I'm streaming. Oh, did something go wrong? Nope. Okay, good. Uh-oh. Who's hitting me up? Oh, okay, wait. Oh, okay, somebody's just sharing me stuff. All right. I'm just making sure.
For a change, it's not me. Lol.
Thank you so much. You know who you are. Been washing the windows outside? Nice. Hope that's going good. You getting some waffle on with your windows? I like it. I like it. Mike giving away the R&D team secrets. No, don't tell them I told you. Okay, it's just between you and me, chat. All right. All right. We keep a tight ship here. Tight ship here at Thermaltake Live. Wednesday waffle making our long drive a lot better. Thanks, Mike. Nice. Enjoy the drive. Be safe. Hope you have a good little trip wherever you're going. That's awesome. Always love to distract you guys. But yeah, dude, look, nice little graphic. This little cool little bar. It does have, I don't know, I guess you can probably see it a little bit better up here, but there is
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
two different mounts there for it. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. So like if you do end up getting the big chongus, you can definitely slide on over there for a little bit more room. So that does add another good 2 inches as far as, you know, graphic card clearance. Let's see if I put one in just to kind of hold it in the other place. Let's get that in there just like that. Boing, 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 boing. Look how easy that was. Look how easy that was. But yeah, length. It's definitely important. It's definitely important. So if you are running graphic cards, I mean, this is basically, I mean, like from here to the back of the case, about 13 inches. So with most like 4080s, 5090s, stuff like that, this brace will support even if your card's, you know, hanging off the end here. You know what I mean? So if you for whatever reason get some crazy card that's, you know, crazy, I mean, this doesn't necessarily have to be for the end. It could possibly be for the middle, depending on what you get. I think we have the breakdown. I don't know. Well, what's the actual measurements here? Let's see if this manual that I was talking about earlier delivers on my question here. So there's wait, did I pass it? No, I didn't look at the table of contents. I should have. So that's where the card goes in. Does it have the dimensions listed? It might be only in the front. PSU, there it's just PSU. Oh, there we go. Nice and big. Right here on this page, you got motherboard over here. You got graphics over here. So yeah, dude, VGA max length, even with the rad and fans on the front, is 430. If you didn't have, say you opted for putting the AIO on top, 460 millimeters in length for the graphics. And I mean, from the illustration right here, it's literally edge to edge on the case. Like we're talking serious graphics here on something like that. But it's a here, you know what? Let's do the digital. Let's do the digital here real quick. Where'd we go? Look at this. Go to downloads. Oh, whoops, that's the AAO. Downloads. Manuel. Blow this up. No, make it bigger. Oh, I don't want to enjoy anything. So there's PSU length. Come down here. Wait, I already passed it. VGA. So like you see, like right here, right? Look at this graph. Look at this. This is literally edge to edge for that. And then you can see how the EATX actually covers even a little bit of like the second grommet, or I guess it's considered the middle grommet, but like it's not covering the last one. So you do have some extra wiggle room right there with that. But graphics wise, I guess they're just going extreme on this. And saying 460 for there. What is there a graphics card that's 460 millimeters in length that's currently in the market? I guess it doesn't matter as long as we're bigger, right? I guess as long as we're bigger, it doesn't matter. That's just the way it goes in the case market, bros. All right. So some pretty big graphic support. Pretty big graphic support there. Let's go. We'll take this back out. 1, 2. But yeah, I like how it has multiple mounts on it. The one on the top's kind of countersunk, so the glass panel still sits flush. Same with this down here on the bottom. It's got a nice little countersink to it too. So I think a lot of that stuff's pretty good as well. Hey, at Thermaltake Live, did you check out the champions? Did you check out Chat Champions on stream? I have mentioned that for your viewer interaction stuff. Oh no, you know what? I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. I've been pretty busy with a lot of stuff for Computech stuff coming up, media scheduling and everything. So it's unfortunately kind of on the back burner there for me right now, but I definitely made a note of that. I'll definitely take a look a little bit further on that because I have been looking for some more ways to interact with you guys, you know, besides doing our Waffle or even, you know, our intro fighters thing that we have in the beginning, you know, of our stream. So always looking to do some more stuff with that. So appreciate the reminder though. You know what I mean? I definitely got to check out that a little bit more for sure, dude. Thanks for telling me. Just caught an IHOP ad here. They know their Waffle customers. Ooh, sponsored by. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, you know what I mean? Is that the Google ad listening to the stream and then deciding what commercial to play? Is it kind of ironic sometimes when you're watching, if it's a YouTube video or like a Twitch video and then like a commercial comes up for something you were just talking to your wife about and you're like, they're listening, aren't they? Dude, that SEO game, bro. Those analytics, dog. They wildin' sometimes, man. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, taking the GPU bracket off, that's basically all the panels for the case itself. We'll be taking a look at some other things. Let's take a look now. Now, like I was saying, for the grommet panel, right? Those 4 grommets that look blue on camera, that trust me, they're white. These guys here in the back do have a couple of screws. You're gonna have some cables that are gonna be all pre-mounted. Maybe you'll opt for some magnets for the actual build, you know what I mean? These are always good to kind of have on the back burner though, you know, in case you need a fan. Every now and then somebody be like, oh man, one of my fans died, the bearing's going out, it's making that weird grinding noise, and you're like, I just don't want to just take it out and not have anything. I got this other case fan. I mean, you're like, yeah, it sucks and everything, but it's better than nothing. So I think that's where a lot of people are with that. Now, I can attest to that too and be like, oh, you know what? I'm glad I saved this because I don't need it forever. I just need it, or maybe I do need it forever. And I'm just going to be like, it's fine, it's whatever. You know what I mean? Let's see. We get all 4 of these. Let's see. Does this panel just fall out or? Let's see. So it kind of stayed in by itself. But yeah, look, all right. So it just pops right off. No little tabs or anything. I guess it's just kind of like a straightforward little panel right here. I think the grommets look better this way. It's so funny, I don't know. But they're really soft though. I do like these ones. I mean, for the longest time, we were doing black grommets still on white cases, and it's nice that, you know, we're doing all of, you know, kind of matching everything up. Or let's see if this comes in a little bit better here on this side. Let's go. That way you guys can get like a little bit better. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see. Oh, there, look, there's a little E right there. So there's little stamp markings. These are actually for your EATX. It kind of references right there where it says EATX hole, right there. So giving you that reference. Now, as far as how you look at different form factors and everything, I mean, I guess they could have done a slash and put CCB or slash SSI and just, you know, put like a bunch of them in there, but I think they just kind of kept it simple. I mean, there's not a further hole for this. I believe with this one right here, as far as how that's going to go in the case, that's literally going to support like that 13-inch EATX motherboard. That's like, you know, like a 12 by 13, or sorry, 12 by 13. So it's a fat square, but definitely a bigger motherboard, right? And this panel is required then for those additional standoffs. So just something to consider. It's all about the options and understand, like, I wanted to put fans there, but if I don't put fans there, then I can't put my motherboard, or I got to put my motherboard there, but then I can't put fans there. You know, it really all kind of depends on what you're doing. You know what I mean? Real all depends. Tevin! Thanks, man. EA Sports, it's in the game. There's 2 different mounting holes on here. That's interesting. Does this have like a, let me see. Because this kind of form fits in here like just straight up. Like I don't. Seeing 2 sets of holes. There's 2 sets of holes on this bracket. Don't tell me it's to flip it around. No. No. Wait. No, that wouldn't make sense then. No, because those holes don't line up. Because like I was thinking, I was like, dude, if you put it in upside down, that puts the standoffs like literally to the front panel of the case. Could you imagine a motherboard that big? Like the whole back wall is just board. It's just nothing but PCB. Dual socket, 8 RAM slots, just maximum capacity, right? I'm kidding. Oh, let's see. Does it fit through here? Whoa, it does. See, nice little conveniences there. I'm just kidding. It doesn't do that, but I thought it was kind of funny because like there are 2 sets of holes on the back. You do only use one of them, but the ones that are those are the only ones that are. I wonder if it was something they were gonna do, like something else that they were gonna put in there, maybe like a. I don't think it was like a filter or anything like that. Let me just double check, see if I missed anything. Refer to the manual. But yeah, dude, could you imagine if the board? Could you imagine motherboards were that big? And like, would the case be bigger? Would you think that we would make just a crazy longer case so you still have that little front spot over there, even though the board is basically as big as this? Like, what if motherboards were like, I mean, say you keep the 12 height, but like, what if it was like 20? You know, like just a motherboard wall. That might actually be kind of cool. It kind of fill in the space, but then it's like, it makes you think as a case manufacturer, do you just make it bigger then to fit what everybody's used to? And then it's just like gigantic, or do you just like kind of treat it as like the motherboard's gonna be your entire backsplash? Just all board all the time there on the back. All right, let me see. Let me see if there was anything. Yeah, because the EATX. And it's funny because then they reference it in here. They reference it as EATX. As far as because EATX is so, it's not as specific as like ATX, but then you guys know how like a lot of that stuff.
Mike, have you tried GPU lossless scaling? Shlee is back. Kinda, not really.
Dude, I've actually seen that. I saw a guy YouTube video, I think I watched it like a week ago, and he was talking about how he was able to change 2 files on the driver to allow it to work, where he took an NVIDIA card and an AMD card, had them both in there, and then the AMD card was offloading the physics for the GPU card, and the result, he gained like 30 or 40 FPS. And this was like, and it's not like fully like, doesn't work in like everything and all that other stuff, but it was interesting to see somebody kind of manipulate the way that, and I would say a lot of this was back in the SLI days, where people had SLI profiles, and those SLI profiles did matter as far as how you set certain stuff up, how you did your scaling on your SLI. And once you found that sweet spot, it definitely would make a difference versus just throwing it in vanilla. You know what I mean? So I've definitely seen stuff like that. It's really interesting though. I'm curious to see where that kind of goes, because that could open up like a whole new forum where people are like, oh, I can just change this file and do this, or change this file and do that. it was definitely something more common back in the day. I remember the forum days of just every day looking to see all that new stuff, and it's just kind of a thing of the past, man. I miss that stuff, dude. I miss that stuff where someone's like, hey, look what I found. I mean, I guess we got Reddit for that now, where I didn't necessarily, like, not that I didn't have Reddit, but like this was like, I guess, gosh, I'm gonna date myself and say before Reddit, but like some cool stuff, man. I'll be curious to see how that goes, though. Good. I'll be really curious to see how that goes. The Chinese instructions. No, it's more like IKEA. But yeah, no, I know, like, you go on GitHub and all you can do is hope there's a README file, right? You hope there's a README file in there. I use a 1080 Ti to frame gen and a 3060 to render. See? And I think what he had going on there with both NVIDIA and AMD was quite interesting with the way he was like doing the driver stuff. And the only reason why I say that is because I had a personal situation where I ran 2 dual GPU cards in SLI back in the day. But then when you ran in quad SLI, you didn't have multi-monitor support. So I threw an AMD card in there to run secondary monitors. So I still had quad SLI on the main screen, but I was able to also then have multi-displays with the AMD card, which is like a generic driver, right? Like I couldn't install the driver, but it worked. It worked. And I thought it was really, really cool because I'm a big multi-monitor fan. I mean, dude, I run multiple monitors here just at work. But I mean, dude, I'm a 4 display guy now. I used to be a triple display. I remember when I had 2 screens and I was like, oh, 2 screens is so cool. Why not get 3? And then when I had 3 screens, I was like, man, like I see like some streamers, you know, I'm gonna name one. I'll say, you know, somebody pretty popular like Summit1G, where he'll always, if you're watching him stream, he'll have the game right here, but you always see him looking up. And that's because, like, you know, he's got his Discord and his chat. And I was like, oh man, that's kind of cool. If I had a monitor up there, then I could still have my 3 plus that. And I was just like, I just had to. And dude, I can't look back now. I don't know how I could not go 4 monitors anymore. I love my monitor space. I don't even know how to say it. It's pretty crazy. And I've done different things. I've had 2 monitors like this. I have like, you know, I right now I do like, well, you know, let's just do this. I'm running mine, like I have like my main display like right here, like in the middle. And then I run another monitor like it over here on this side. So that one's over there. So like this is 1, this is 2. Then I got a portrait one over here. And that's 3. Because I really have liked the portrait stuff. I don't know if you guys have tried the portrait stuff, but the portrait stuff's cool. And then for monitor 4, I decided to add another monitor here on the top. And that actually was pretty cool because now that I have these 2 here, I can have like whatever I want to do. Like if I'm reading something or whatever, I can have my game here on 1, and then like, you know, right up here I can have my little Twitch or my YouTube and stuff. And it's really kind of changed a lot. It's really kind of changed a lot, man. I don't know. I don't know. I love my monitor space though. You run 2 monitors, it's amazing. Exactly. Try 3. Don't get addicted like I did, you know. It's hard going back. It's hard going back. Laugh it out. What motherboard supports 5 GPUs? I mean, that used to be not as big of an issue back in the day. With now how things are going, I mean, dude, you run out of PCI lanes so fast. So when you look at certain boards like that, I mean, and the other thing you got to reference too, right, is it's what? It's 2, 4, 6, it's 8 slots. It's not a 10 slot. So if it was a 10 slot, then that would give you a little bit more options. But hey, that's why we have multiple case models, because if you want a 10 slot option, you're gonna have to step up even bigger, and that's where like the AX500 is gonna come in versus like the 5. The 5 is definitely toning it down a little bit, so you're not dealing with a giant server-like type of cabinet. You know, ones that come on wheels because it's heavy. So it's on wheels, it's so big. I mean, if your case doesn't have wheels, then what are you doing? Am I right? You know, you got to have a big enough case to support everything that you want to do. But that's a big factor right there. 8 slots versus like a 10 slot option. But from a lot of what I've seen out there, from like Asus, MSI, and stuff on like, you know, their 4677s or even like the SP6 motherboards and everything out there. I mean, yeah, it's got the RAM slots, that's for sure, and that fat CPU socket in the middle there, right? But I mean, PCI Express slots, I guess it's kind of in the same boat right there with that. Hey, we can't play this song yet. We can't play this song yet. It's not time. How much time do we have? How much time we have left? Oh, about 15 minutes. About 15 minutes till waffle time. All right. Just wanted to see where we're at. 15 minutes. If you didn't waffle already, you should. What are you thinking? Get your waffle in. There you go. Confirmation. There you go. You got two 25-inch ultra wides. Now, yeah, I don't know. Like for me, like I guess it's more. I'm not a big fan of curved displays as much. I do play at a 2K res though. I haven't really opted to go 4K yet. I think I like my 27s. But I've definitely been interested in 32s. But, you know, if you can understand where I'm at with 4 27-inch panels that are all 1440p, that's a lot of money to just kind of go 32-inch. Granted, that, you know, that diagonal spacing, man, that'd be pretty crazy. That'd be pretty crazy. And, no, I haven't. I've been kind of like against 4K. I don't know. It's just 2K feels really good. I might just skip and go to 5K if I go that route, but I'm still not sure. I'm really kind of curious too, because I've seen a lot of monitor resolutions out there. I've seen them talking about 3K just as much as 5K or 6K and then 8K and, you know, all that NVIDIA 8K and all that other stuff. Is 4K not great? I just moved to 2K and I love it. To be fair, I think it's personal preference. I think there's people out there that love their 4K. I mean, for me, I'm getting a little bit older, so the small little text isn't as favorable for me. I mean, yeah, you can upscale it and everything like that, but I think it also depends on a lot of, like, you know, what game you're playing. In reference to it, but I've just always had a soft spot for 2K. I definitely say if you're 1080p, you should almost indefinitely look to go to at least 2K for the future, especially if you're into FPS games, because it really makes a huge difference on FPS games from 1080p to like 2K. And then I guess the other thing for me has just been the refresh rate. I mean, I know it's getting there. It's just I am not ready to upgrade just yet. Because when I got my 2K 27-inch panels, 4K was still stuck at like 60. So I was like, no way. I mean, maybe 120 was a thing, but even then, like, driver support, all that stuff was still kind of janky. So that's kind of why I was kind of with the 2K thing.
Mike.
And it's kind of like, I'm watching to see what happens with 4K. Just as much as I'm kind of looking at what's going on with, like, you know, HDMI, you know, at CES, they were talking about, you know, HDMI updates, DisplayPort updates and stuff like that. We'll have to see. The other thing too is when I was at Computex in Taiwan last year, I was looking at mini LED monitors. They had some mini LED TVs on display, like huge 60, 70 inch mini LED TVs. And they were a fortune. They were pretty crazy. And that just kind of was like, when is mini LED coming? And what's going to happen with that? How's that going to change? So I'm waiting. It's not broke. I don't need to fix it. I'm complacent with it. I'm good. But I think a lot of it has to do as far as, like, you know, when you got it. I mean, I've had them for like a good 5 years and they've been solid. So not really, and I guess I'll just have to wait and see if something unfortunately happens or if just like some new breakthrough comes out, you know. Always excited to get that, but that's a pretty big upgrade when you when you look at that. I mean, I've been there where I've had the 4K or like the 2K monitor with 1080p's. I remember those days where the resolution was different and you had something small that you drug over here and it just got like this big. I remember those days. I was there. And then I remember the day I had all 1440p across the board. I was like, oh baby, this is so good. And yeah, I've been happy with that. I've been pretty happy with it. It's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good. But back to case stuff. Let's stop talking about monitors and everything, or I'll talk about monitors all day long. So 3 fans in the front. You do have, so if I spin it around to the back there, you can see that there's 2 slots on the bracket. One for 120, one of course for 140, and the outer options are for the 140 as you see there. Similar like with the back and everything. So you got a good amount of space here on either side. Nice little cutouts there for your cables, to be able to feed through. If you're into that sort of thing, I mean, who's using cables nowadays? I just go magnets. Even if I have a terrible time getting it connected the first time, the best part about it is once I get it right, I don't have to touch it. At least it just works after you get it in the right spot. And with all that being said too, I do like the CT connectivity with the new connector versus like the swap fan connector. It's a little itchy, but once it's there, it's good. And I think that's just the initial. It's just, these are my problems streaming and building and you seeing it turn on for the first time. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I don't want to cheat myself or it's fun for the content to just see it maybe work versus knowing that it's going to work and try to play it off like it doesn't. Stuff like that. Before Reddit, when everything was still black and white, oh my God.
60% of the time, it works.
Gilligan's Island.
Every time.
60% of the time. The Waffle works. No, the Waffle actually works pretty good. Waffle actually works pretty good. All right, so let me not lose these screws, well, those ones. No vertical mounting. We'll just get that out of the way. This is all rigid back here, so no options for vertical mounting. Workstation PC, Nice little cutouts here on the top. I like all the perforation in the back. It's kind of interesting how like the IO is really kind of countersunk. You can see I think that was just kind of accommodating the space without making the case that much bigger. Granted, a little bit more wiggle room would have been just as fine. I don't think I would have like more or less been upset about it. The power cover is riveted in as far as like on the back here. So these are rivets. So the power cover itself, at least from the back and on the side, as far as like how this is riveted in. So it is non-removable. It's full length case. I think, yeah, even the ones here on the front that's supported for the front there, those are rivets as well. But let's take a look here on the bottom side of the case. And you can see there's a nice big filter here. Similar like everything else, just magnetic filter, so easy to remove and or to clean. And then of course, once you get the filter off, I'll throw over there perfectly. It will expose then the mounting holes for the storage options. So you kind of see that with the case, especially on the bottom, well, at least this was what I was looking at, right? So this isn't in the manual. We're past the last page. What's the last page here? This is page 16. So page 6. So on page 17, you have the ability to remove these drive trays here on the bottom. So let's go ahead and we'll take these guys out. I won't go too NASCAR fast on it. Let's see, this one should fall out here with that one. Let's just take these guys all the way out. Love taking things apart. Ask my mom. Whoa. Hey, the RGB strips saved it. I love that. One more. There we go. Oh, hey. I almost lost one, but I didn't. I just looked. What'd you just look at? What'd I miss? All right, let's see. That one out. Get this one out. Come on, cables, man. Come on, cables. God, why can't everything just be magnets, man? So, hard drive cages are removable. They have, you know, it almost has like, you could do like multiple things with this. That's kind of interesting. Because you can put the two there. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. I don't know. It's not on page 17. So let's see. So here's power and all that. So here's the drives. They come out. Do they reference? So here's, okay, so here's the HDD install. Here's the, where you can remove these, and here's your dimensions for your, you know, your power and all your spacing, right? But I don't think, yeah, they show this being removable. And as you can see, there's a good amount of perforation there on the bottom panel. It's got me curious. So let's dive in, shall we? All right, so if I take these two guys out, nice little storage cages and all that fun stuff there. Opens up a lot of space on the bottom there for me. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, this is what you're buying this case for, the storage and the motherboard. That's pretty much where I see people looking at with this. And I would say that it's gonna fit for that. I mean, look at the other cases out in the market supporting those boards and their price, you know? So if I take the two cages out, let's just wrangle these guys back in here really fast so they're out of my hair. I don't want to get slapped by a cable here. Wrangling the cables. Stay. I'll tuck you in the grommets, so there you go. All right. So then, yeah. Nice big open space right there on the bottom. The bottom is perforated. You have a filter down there. Look at the power cover itself. Full perforation across the top. Now, if I look carefully at the case, as far as the, well, I guess I got to do this. But if I look at the perforation, you also see there's some tapped holes right there. So that does mean more fans. Where do I have a fan? I just had, we'll use these. These are those new up and coming fans that we got coming out. The new, these are the, what's it called? The temperature sensor fans that we talked about at CES. I'm really excited for these. Hoping to have some good updates for Computex and or availability. I know that this is going to be coming with some new stuff and have some new features, but I'm just going to use these as guinea pigs today. So looking at this, as far as the way the case goes, I do have the option to mount some fans, and I can put up to 3 fans. Actually, you know what? Let me get some 140s too. One sec. One of the cool things about my job is when we do all the shows and we have all like the sample stuff, I get to keep it. I get to keep some of it. So got a couple of those fans that we had on display there. These are, of course, the temperature sensor fans, but this is 140 options versus like 120. So, I mean, you can see size-wise, right? But these bad boys,
Tasty waffles with lots of syrup.
you can't necessarily fit 140s on the top, at least right here. But you do have the ability to put 120s here on the top, and you can do 3 120s literally right here, right below where your graphics card is going to go. So like if you have like 1 or 2 graphic cards, you can have some fans right here, just right off of the power cover. This would give you, and I would recommend doing some nice intake with it because of the fact that the bottom is perforated and the case is perforated right there. You'll just want to make sure, and at least, I don't know, maybe it's just me, you can probably install it with the grommet that's located right here, commonly used for graphic card connections. We've used to do the graphic card cable connectors towards the back of the case, like, you know, like back here and everything, but we have been doing other little options like right up here in the front. But if you are planning to kind of fill this with fans, you may want to pull this one grommet out. Not necessarily thinking it would matter. I actually don't think it would matter too much, but you're mod your way, and you could put 3 120s along there. But what I wanted to check out that I hadn't gotten to look at, and let me see, where is, because we got an ad break going on, so let me see. Yeah, we got a couple minutes left on the waffle, so I'll remind you guys here as soon as that ad break. I think that ad break is just now ending. Couple minutes left on the waffle, everybody. If you haven't waffled, you need to get your waffle on !waffle. There you go. Get a couple people last minute wafflers in. Couple minutes left on the waffle, and then we're gonna have some prizes. But this is what I wanted to look at, right? So can I fit fans on the bottom, like on the bottom? So see, the best way for me to kind of show both you and me at the same time, if I bring this in here, is this the same spacing? No. Okay, so this is a little bit big. So this doesn't, okay, so that doesn't fit. I was just kind of curious. All right, so let me see if I can fit 120s there. I always like to look at this stuff. Is this that same spacing, or did they just make this? Oh, okay, so the slotting that's on the bottom that does look conveniently like it could be for fans doesn't have the exact, it's not a 120 or 140 fitment. And before you ask, it's not a 200 mil fitment either. I know who you are. Because the 140s are too big and the 120s are too small. So sadly, no double fans, because I was waiting until we stream because I wanted to think, because I was just kind of curious, because I thought it'd be funny if it was. But like if you could put fans here and then put fans here to just have like double intake. I don't know, it'd just be kind of funny. But I would opt for the storage again, like the storage thing. It's just, I was just curious if, you know, if it was possible. Now, one thing to mention before we get to our waffle, of course, is that on the front panel, as far as how, when you're looking at this cutout right here, right, for your width, like say you want to put a radiator on the front of the case, you want to do triple 140 or like a 420 AIO, you can kind of see that this is pretty much top to bottom. And with the rad, that would definitely be a little bit further. The case will support it. You'll have the fitment options in there for that. But as far as the two trays go, as far as their location, this tray that's right here does overlap a little bit with the cutout. So if you're looking at putting like a thicker radiator in there, like I would have to check the measurements on it, because I think where it mounts, it is adjustable. Well, you know what? Let's take a look. We can wait on the waffle a minute here. Let's take a look. So I have to, gosh, I have to remount this. So this does not look like fun to mount back on the case because of the fact of how it's oriented. So I have to put the case down on its side. I guess that's not too bad, because I mean, at least with the back panel being open, I can just grab it like that. Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. Well, let's see. Let me just get a couple screws in just so I have it squared up. And I won't put them tight. So basically I have the screws in here for the tray. You can kind of see the tray right here on the outside. And then it has that ability to adjust or slide over, because the one thing that I was thinking about was like, oh man, if I want to put a thicker rad in the front, I'm going to have to ditch the one of the two HDD trays. So then let's see if I can put the other one in then, with this one being like all the way over in its position. So let's see how far, wait. Do I have it right? Yeah, I have it right. Let's see how far over it goes. I do like the fact that this is like slotted like this. So, you know, you could just have like, oh man, if it was just a half-inch longer. I mean, I've said the same complaints about certain things too. So let's see, this being in the farthest position over, I can still slide this over a good little bit, kind of give you, you want the space here, you want the space there, you know what I mean? But having the ability to do that, you might not think about that at first. You feel me? You might not think about that at first. But the fact that you can kind of offset this just a little bit, and we'll leave it there, I guess more or less pushed back, and then you look in there, that opens that space up in regards to like where that AIO is going to go down in here, because that was the default. And looking at that, like I did initially, I was like, oh man, if I want to put an AIO in the front, it's not going to work. Loosen up the screws, slide it over. Shouldn't be too big of a problem. Definitely give you that more. But I was curious, like I said, it's on page 17, but like the spacing there for the clearance of that, usually we will say it's A or B. Either if you're going to put a rad there, then you can't put that there, right? It's one or the other. But I like how we're trying to give you guys a little bit of options with it, depending on what you're going to do, because we never know what you guys are going to put in cases like this. But just a little bit of wiggle room goes a long way, man. It goes a long way for a case. And as you can see, it's a good little amount of space right there. As far as like if I was going to fit like an AIO and a rad there, I mean, it might be a little tight with it, but hey, I'm not losing out on two of my storage devices either. You know what I mean? Because ideally, I think a lot of that's going to go for it. Would I put the AIO on the front? Probably not. I'd probably put the AIO on the top because I just want the heat to go out the top. Nice intake coming in. Opt for the 3 fans there. You got your exhaust out the back. Pretty straightforward with that. So yeah, I'm probably gonna say, you know, my ThermalMike's pick for cooling, I'd probably slap the AIO on the top. The other concern I would have too would be like the tube length, as far as, you know, what kind of cool little curve I would get from like the AIO pump and the tubes. Being in the front, it's a little bit of a reach when it's going all the way back over here versus like putting it on the top and get a nice little swoopity swoop right there with that. But again, getting this type of a case, you may be running some specific type of coolers. So always make sure you check the case specifications for thickness, length, fitment, and all that stuff. We should have it pretty well broken down in both the manual as well as on the website for specifications. If there's something you're trying to eyeball or figure out, you know, how much clearance do I have there with that, depending on what my radiator thickness is in combo with fans, right? Because, you know, like 120 fans are like 25 mil thick, but 140 fans are a little bit thicker. They go up to like 30. And then I've definitely seen them even thicker than that. So it really all kind of depends on what you're going to do. Bring back the 5 1/4 push lighter. Dude, I've wanted to get one of those so bad. I've known a couple of people that have them. I'm happy for them. I tried to dig in the warehouse years ago looking for one myself. I swear I thought I saw one like a long time ago when I first started working here, and I really wanted one. You know, I'll throw a message to Kenny, our CEO. I'll be like, hey man, you know that 5 1/4, but then he'll be, you know what he's gonna tell me? Hold on. Oh, hey, by the way, Alpha Prisoner, thanks for the hydrate. Forgot you 3 minutes ago. I'm so sorry. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Ugh. We were busy talking about cooling. But you know what'd be funny is like, he's so smart. He's so smart. Because I'd be like, I go up to Kenny and be like, bro, wouldn't it be cool? You know, like if we had it where like we could come out with that 5 1/4, the cool little lighter. Everybody loves that lighter thing. And the little cup holder that would come out. Half the people consider it an ashtray. The other half would consider it a cup holder. You know what I mean? And you know what he would tell me? You know what he would tell me? He'd look at me and he'd go, Mike F, we don't make too many cases with 5 1/4. I don't want to make this and have them put it into, we're going to have to make 5 1/4 cases again. And he's going to be like, do we really need that in the US? And I'll be like, no. So, I don't know. I don't see 5 1/4s making a comeback, but I can already see that conversation. But yeah, dude, that thing is amazing. What a time for PC gaming back then. Am I right? What a time for all those fun little quirky things. We had a variety of them. There's other greats from other manufacturers too. But man, that one was definitely a fun one. I would have it here on the wall or here in the back somewhere, right? Like the closest thing that I got to like 5 1/4 that's like OG Thermaltake. Gonna be the X speaker right here, man. This right here was a 5 1/4 bay speaker because you didn't have any speakers yet and you didn't want to do anything. So we made this to give you some bass boost as well as power and a cool little knob here to adjust that volume. And you know, it's funny because it has a Molex with a barrel plug and a PWM. So I'm assuming the Molex is for the speaker power. You know, the barrel plug's the barrel plug itself, but what's the PWM do? Is there maybe some RGB? I'd have to look it up. It looks like there could be some lights. I may need to hook this up one day and see what this sounds like to see if the speakers actually still work in this thing. But the X speaker by Thermaltake, 5 1/4 bass boost for your gaming, because everybody wants to have one of these in their case and then point it right at you so you can hear it. Am I right? I've never actually tried to turn it on though. I should try that just so I know. It's got some big subwoofers in there, man, to blow you away. Big subwoofers in there, blow you away. 600 watts. 600 watts. It's got all the power. Maybe it had we had those too. The fan control knob stuff, we had that too, man. It's PWM output. No, I don't think it's an output. I think it's an input for like some RGB. I bet it lit up. I don't know if you can actually, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to delay the Waffle any longer. Is the Waffle closed? I think did the Waffle close? I think it did. I think I saw it close. Did everybody get in? Did you get into Waffle? Here. While we're looking at this, I'm re-enabling the Waffle. It's reopened. If you missed out, now is your chance to get in. We got almost 300 people in here on the Waffle. So get in there. Get in there, guys. We need you to win. Couple minutes and that's it. If you're already in, you're in. Don't worry about it. Let's see if we can find this. Let's go to images. I mean, this thing's going way back. Like, look at these things.
Waffles, tasty
Waffles with lots of syrup. Let's take this out and let's go X speaker and we'll do 5.25. Let's throw that in there for the search. Whoa! Oh, look, dude, there it is, man. There's the famous cup holder. Let's see. There's a speaker. Here's the infamous Thermaltake X-ray 5 1/4 cup holder / multifunctional front panel. Man, boy, would it be fun to be in here for this. Sammy Blue coming in with the raid. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. Wow. Let's go, Blue. Oh, no. We're just talking about old school Thermaltake stuff here. This thing was crazy. Let's see. Is there still a website for this? Sure. Can I buy this? Currently no offer. Dang. I was wondering how much it would cost. This looks like it's in Europe. Yeah, UK. Dude, look how big that picture is. Oh man. I wish I want to see what like the way it's like how it's set up in the back. I don't know if I've seen too many other pictures of it. Like this looks like, yeah, this one might actually, this is all over in Russia, huh? I wonder if these are on eBay. Look at this thing. So yeah, that looks like it's a lighter plug to Molex. It's like a lighter plug to Molex right here, dude. That's crazy. And it had the cool little cup holder, and everybody thought the little cup was an ashtray too, but it was plastic, so. But I know it didn't stop many. Oh, look, dude, here's the box. Oh, look at the box. The X-ray. Dude, who could have the name X-ray today in the market for a product, right? Like, did we copyright this?
Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
Wow.
Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you
Come
can
on,
hear me.
Julie, come
Mike.
on.
What day is it, Mike?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
What day is it, Mike?
It's hump day. Let's go. All right, last minute waffles. This is it. Your final warning. All right, so let's get back to, okay, so now I looked at all that. This thing. Also, it does have some, oh, look at this.
Waffles, tasty waffles with lots of
EEPROM. Wait. They got the bag. The TT LAN party bag. Oh my God, that's so cool. Let's see. What is this thing? Oh, the website. Oh, because it's trying to go to Thermaltake website. Dude, does it actually have the link? Hold on. We need to dig in here. We need to dig in here a little further. Hack the code. Hack the planet. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, so I went over to the global site on accessories. Okay. I wish it had more pictures of that, though, man. The X speaker. Dude, it'd be so cool if I still had this box, too, you know? But I'll take it. But yeah, I bet this little wee-woo right here on the bottom, I bet that's what the PWM's for, is the little wee-woo down here. And then the Molex is for these enormous bass-ready speakers with the bass button, whatever that other button does. Whatever that other button does. Oh my gosh, right? Indy, I found a treasure. All right, entries are closed. Giveaways are closed. If you didn't waffle, too late. Too bad. If you didn't get in, too bad. I had thoroughly ADHD'd the stream. Maybe if we use the Wayback Machine and try to go back and see if I can find the old pages for that. I wonder if that works. I mean, that's got to be like 20 years ago. Something like that. I love it, though. That's some cool stuff. All right. We got 300 entries exactly. 300 entries exactly across Twitch and YouTube. I'm her mod. I grew her in a lab and released her to the streaming world. Now she's a big time streamer. Nice. So you're saying there's a chance? Yep. Always. You never know. You never know. Once you waffle, you get hooked. You get addicted. You get addicted to it. It's some crazy stuff sometimes. Just like, where's the button? Ah, right now. Oh, let's turn it up for you guys too. All right. Okay. Good luck, everybody. We got your waffle waiting. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Are you ready? Have you stopped washing your dog and walking your car? If you are driving right now, be prepared to pull over. Good luck, everybody. All right, here we go. Waffle fingers. Waffle fingers. And winner number one is Chef Marlone. Oh man, we got a chef in the chat here. I'm burning dinner to waffle. Chef Marlone. Congratulations. Over on Twitch. We want to give it away. Chef Marlone, are you there? It's not Chief, it's Chef. Say what? Let's go. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations on winning the waffle with us today. Let's go. Big prizes waiting for you. You say spin it and you're gonna win it. Good luck to you. Finger is on the trigger. Say win. Spin it, he says, let's go. Come on. Oh, baby, scoring some fans. Visit thermaltakeusa.com. You scored yourself a free fan pack. Take a look at some of our magnetic fans with the magnetic connections. Get in on them fans, baby. Visit our OnlyFans page for some cool stuff. I'd like to thank some of my fans. I'm a fan. You got some fans too. Congratulations. All right. Who's gonna join? Who's gonna join him? Congrats, Chief. All right. You're welcome, man. Hey, thanks for waffling with us, man. Awesome. All right, one more winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Oh, wait, you know what? I need to get in on this battle. Type exclamation emote with your favorite character in the chat right now. Mine's gonna be Angry Triggered Steve. And I'm gonna throw some Angry Triggered Steve in the background there. He's gonna come after you with some diligence. He's in there. There we go. We're gonna fight out this last waffle. All right. 1, 2, 3, not looking. Solo Dolo. Congratulations. Over on Twitch. We got a double Twitch day. Let's go. Solo Dolo. Yo, he says. Congratulations on winning the waffle, baby. Let's go. All right, you know. He says spin it. He's gonna win it. Let's go. Come on. Oh, dude. Scoring an AIO of your choice, man. Visit thermaltakeusa.com for all your AIO dreams. Take a look at a 360 model, maybe a 420. Maybe you want something with magnets. Maybe you want something with RGB. We got some AIOs there for you to choose. It's your prize, your way here at Thermaltake Live. So, yeah, you see something you like? It's in stock. It's yours. Congratulations. I am I'm a little light on some things, both fan and AIO wise. So, just bear with me on that, okay? If there is something that you're interested in and I'm a little bit light because all the tariffs and all the stuff going on, let me know. And I will see if it's coming in, like maybe if it's out of stock, it's coming in like next week. Happy to hold it for you. Trying to do as much as I can for you guys. We have been, dude, we've been sold out a lot of stuff, man. So, but we want to make sure our waffles are going forward. So get in on that. Go take a look at those fans and AIOs, and congrats, you guys. Don't forget, message me on Discord confirming that you are a meat popsicle to verify your win. And then I'll send you all the info on Discord. Yeah. Oh, man, it's so good. So good. Another waffle. Another good little waffle action right there. Let's turn this back down a little bit. A little bit. Oh, yeah. Thank you guys all for being here. Appreciate it. I hope you guys are liking, checking out the new AX500. It may or may not support all your workstation needs. We got some other models coming up there, but this one is mine, and you can have it. But no, I mean, dude, seriously, the motherboard thing is definitely the biggest focus. I mean, the fact that it will support SSI, EEB, CEB, those larger type of boards would definitely be one of the main things I think people will be looking at. But at the same time, I mean, if you're just digging a nice, more air, less glass type of, more like a full tower type of case, have a little bit of extra room there with it. Like I said, I mean, you can do 3 fans on the top, 3 on the front, couple on the side is an option, 1 in the back, and then 3 on top. It's a good amount of fans. So, I mean, it does pack a lot of fans. You do get a good amount of storage options there with the 4 drives in the back. Plus, you get a couple, I think this is this SSD or HDD? So I think that's why the quantities are different, because you can put, I think, a single HDD on here or 2 SSDs on the back little bracket. It just mounts right here on the back of the case. You can also kind of just leave it there to just keep it nice and clean. It also works as a cool little spot if you have controllers or other things that you want to double-sided tape on there too. So I could see that. Same with the the option here if you want to put fans or you just want to use that cover plate. I think that's really going to determine the motherboard that you're going to use. And then the GPU brace. I think it's this is there's a lot of them that are out there. I mean, I know I've seen a lot of graphic card companies using the little, it's just a little springboard thing. Kind of it reminds me of the bathtub accessories or your bathroom accessories where you had that pull thing that would go in the corner. I mean, I more or less had them back in the apartment days because, it's temporary, right? And it would just have to be that little, little pull, and you have to tighten it and extend it, right? It's kind of feels like that a little bit. It's just kind of funny. As far as those ones that I've seen with the graphic cards, but it's nice to see something like that on the case, kind of built in. I mean, some people might think it does look a little ugly, kind of just blocks the view. So again, it's optional. It's not like it's soldered in or anything like IHS's. And I think if you put the glass back on, you don't even see, So with the glass panel on with the nice little white border, you don't even see those holes on the top mount. It really does kind of cover it up really nice. I mean, you can still kind of see the threading points, but even from this type of angle, it's barely noticeable. You know what I mean? So got some good stuff. Graphic card prices, or graphic cards themselves, like the prices, are not getting smaller. I mean, at least width-wise, we're seeing some improvements with it and everything. But man, those cards are still pretty long. But again, like I was saying, the case supports 460 max. I mean, literally almost from here to here, all the way across. This is all card, just right there. So it definitely, I think, will fit the needs for people with some cards. Now, you could think too, with a lot of, creators. you know, people that are working and doing stuff other than gaming. Maybe they're gaming too, but not necessarily. I mean, I'm talking about the people that are not necessarily downloading the GeForce game-ready drivers, but they're looking at the studio-ready drivers, right? They're in After Effects. They're doing Adobe Photoshop. Maybe, you know, doing some video editing, you know, stuff like that. Maybe they're running Quattro cards and they're doing stuff with larger motherboards with those different chipsets. So stuff like that for somebody that's looking to, you know, not do like a full rack type series system. Definitely with that, the cost is way up there, right? I mean, think about the component pricing of stuff like that you would put in here. It's not practical for me to get those types of parts. Granted, I was talking with a couple of them to be like, hey, do you guys got any of these motherboards that I could kind of, but I couldn't get one in time. But, you know, as far as thinking about builds and everything, right? Like, what if I want to do like, you know, like 2 Quattro cards in here on a 4677 type motherboard, you know, to kind of show the full spectrum of the case, right? So a lot of stuff. I'm not looking to do a build in this one per se. We got a couple weeks left of stream before we take a little hiatus because I'm going to be traveling to Taiwan for a few weeks. I'll be gone in May, but rest assured, we'll have a lot of new information and some first looks at some of the upcoming products. I'm definitely going to be trying to not leak any info from all the juicy stuff that I've already seen, but definitely excited to see not just new cases, or not just new colors, but new cases as well. So we got some new colors, we got some new cases, there's some new cooling, some new power, we even got some new racing stuff. So I don't want to say too much, I probably already said enough, but there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out there. I'm super excited about it. I mean, it's going to be some interesting stuff, but we'll have tons of content for you guys for that. You know, the hard part is going over there, just like with CES, it's just too crowded. Like the signal, like Wi-Fi is such a challenge there with the amount of people with it. But at the same time, I'm so busy that I literally don't have time to just like stream, even for like 30 minutes. And then when I'm over in Taiwan, you know, it's the time change difference, right? I'm streaming 2 a.m. our time over there at the show. And yeah, I got to get used to it. Oh man, it's a 14-hour difference, man. But I'm excited to get back. We got some new stuff that's over there. It's always great seeing the HQ fam. You know, got to see some of them at CES. But I'll be hanging out with Kenny. We'll be talking about all the new things to come. If I can share anything here beforehand, I'll let you know. Probably not, but I'll keep you guys posted on what we got going on as we get closer to Computex 2025 for all the new stuff. And I'll try to get some good photos and share those with you guys. And of course, when we're back, we'll be doing a nice recap as well on all of the stuff that we saw at the show, you know, highlighting some of the videos. I love watching, you know, Steve from Gamers Nexus, Paul from Paul's Hardware, as well as a lot of the others that are out there. My good friend Leo. I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, there's so many mentioned. I am so blessed to know a lot of these guys and the fact that they get to come spend time with me. I try to do them a solid, give them what they want right up front, not waste time, and let them get the content they need so they can move on. Those guys are so busy. I'm busy, but those guys are busy. Guys, I always say, and it's like, I tell them this too. I go, you know, I'm busy because as soon as I'm done with you, I'm going to the next person. But the one thing that I have that kind of makes it easier for me is I stay in the same place. I don't have to move. I'm at the Thermaltake booth from start to finish. You know what I mean? These guys got to go here, there, all over the place. There's multiple floors with this one. Like out at CES, they got to go to different hotels and everything like that. So, man, a lot of respect for those guys and their hustle, man. It is a lot. And they got to go, and they go, oh, yeah, all right, what's the spiel, right? And it's like, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Like sitting there going, hey, we got some new stuff. How you doing? You know, and they're just like, oh, I'm dead, bro. I'm dead. You know, towards the end of the week or whatever, or like, you know, hey, I'll get them fresh in the morning. You know what I mean? Get them fresh in the morning. It's always some good stuff. It's always some good stuff. Is Mike leaving us again? Not Vegas. Vegas is in January for CES, so we do that. But I'm going all the way over to Taiwan. So, and this is, I think this is my 10th year at Computex. I think because we had a hiatus with COVID. Yeah, I think this is my 10th year at Computex. Not in a row, sadly, like with CES, because we had like the COVID stuff. But I know I'm not worried about streaks or anything like you guys with Green Garage coming in with his "oh no, the terrorist my pants." It's funny. Or like the stream streaks and everything, right? But dude, it's crazy to think that I've done 10 years of Computex with Thermaltake, or this will be
60% of the time.
the 10th one.
Works every time.
Hey, we hope it works. I'm just thinking about like all the parts from my early days with, you know, certain things. I mean, I remember when we started selling chairs and getting into the furniture business, it wasn't just case power cooling, and then RAM came along. I mean, dude, I remember when we first started custom cooling. You know, we didn't have any C-Pro fittings, hard tubing. It was just AIO stuff and fans. You know, I remember custom cooling when we kicked that off. That was big. That was really big, man. I remember being there for those and talking about, you know, bend the tube, man, not the knee. You know, the good stuff. I'll miss you too. I'll try to keep you guys posted with as much info as you can, as I can. You guys are gonna be overloaded with a variety of videos, you know, on YouTube from all your faves. So expect to see a lot of cool stuff, not just from us, but from others too. I mean, I'll be keeping my eyes out too to see, you know, what other things got going on. You know, motherboards are backwards now. Are they gonna go a different direction? What's gonna happen with that? Where's that all gonna go, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll have some new stuff. Maybe we'll have some small stuff. Maybe we'll have some big stuff. I don't know. You're gonna just have to stay tuned for more on that. And oh yeah, so give you guys a little bit of a reference here. Let me get, because I almost forgot to do this. I want to do this. Let me find one of these. Let me find one of these screws here. Let me find one of these. I need my Thermaltake Waffle kitchen table. When will this be on sale? Soon. Soon. Dude, wouldn't that be cool? We start cooking shows. Just start a cooking show, you know what I mean? See if I can just kind of. This is gonna be tough. Oh, the cable's in the way right there. I should get my Hodor, but you know what? When in Rome. Hold. There. So, giving you a little bit of an aspect on motherboard sizing. This is ATX. This isn't even eATX. This is just a standard ATX. It's I think, what is it, like 790, 890, something Strix ROG, something or no, 790. So it's 790. But like if you added in the plate, you know, perspective's a thing, right? Perspective's a thing. But when you add in the plate, thinking about like the pictures, right? The EEB or those EATX, XLATX, whatever you want to call it, the FAR, that standoff that's like literally right here, right? Like straight down, you see it right there. That's a lot. I mean, look how much more you got to go on something like that. This is like what, like nine and a half. So then that can go all the way up to 13. So pretty big on that. And even if you had the motherboard with like the right angle 24 pin, or, you know, the weird things where like, you know, that the instead of it being this way, where it's coming straight out at you like this one, you know, it's turned, you know, and it's going across the case. I mean, even with the biggest motherboards that are out, you can fit, you still have your room for your cable management over there. So I know that's a thing, because sometimes, dude, we've done this stuff where like you have to run the 24 pin and then install the motherboard, because it's got to kind of sneak a little bit, you know, just sneak a little bit back behind, like kind of like right here, you know what I mean? Like where my finger is, like right there, versus coming out through the grommet like that, right? So the things we do to make stuff work, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's extra screws in here for both the fans. I like how that they have the long screws for like the fans that are gonna mount on here, so you keep those all chrome. You'd want to use the screws that would come with the case for that, not the ones that come with the fans because of the threading. You'd want to make sure that with the threading there and everything, use the ones that come with this. Or, you know, hey, if you want to do your own stuff, I mean, at least you have these for reference. And I think we're trying to do a little bit better too, like in the manual, for people that, you know, maybe it's something you lose, or maybe you want to, you want to do something a little bit different. I do like how, just right here, and we'll just go book, why not? But like right here in the book, right? I do like how we're breaking this down a little bit more, where we give you both a top view as well as a side view of what the screw looks like. But instead of you just going, oh, is it this one? Here, let me put it right next to the picture and see if it's the same one, you know? Like this is not something that I want to have to necessarily deal with, but at least for here, I get a quantity. It kind of gives me a use case for this. But what's important is this right here, telling you it's a 6x32 6mm screw. As you can see, a lot of these are 6x32. You have some M3s in here, the different links for that. So if it's something like you need to get some extra screws, this is a great little reference for something like that, versus taking a screw to the hardware store and going to try to figure out what this actually is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Grilling stream, dude. I'm a big fan. Big fan of grilling, barbecuing, all that stuff. You're making me hungry, Green Garage. You're making me hungry, bro. Might have to get something going on later. Might have to get something going on, dog. Man, I hope you get some too, bro. Now listen here, sugar. Just like grandma always said, use the right screws for the right thread, and we ain't making spaghetti, we building PCs. Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama. I don't know why I thought about that, but it definitely reminded me of that movie. It's so funny. Don't go, it's just like AI, don't go stripping them tiny moments. Dude, I know. Hey, you know what's cool? There's extra standoffs in here if that does happen. I think everybody kind of does that, but I don't care about everybody else. I care about Thermaltake. And yeah, like right here, there's a brand new standoff in here, and it's even chrome, because you're not gonna see it, but you know it's there, right? So it's nice. There's some extra standoff, extra clips. You get pretty much a full set of screws for all the fitment options on the case as far as how it goes. Because like fans are going to be core screw front, core screw on the top, because it's based for fan only. But like even for these right here, where they take the longer screws with the threading on the, you know, the far end, because you're not mounting it from underneath, right? You're mounting it top down. So like stuff's in there. But yeah, I like how the manuals are, we've been doing it. It's not like it's something crazy new, but I really like the new book. I think this new big book's pretty cool. It gives some nice big illustrations versus like the smaller one. Because I would say in the past, when I would look at stuff like, you know, the specifications and everything like this, but it was literally, I mean, I don't know if I wish I would have had like a different one for reference. I wonder, like, I mean, it's just a little bit nicer, right? Because the other ones would probably be only about like this big, like literally almost like a quarter or maybe like a third of like this size. So a little bit more viewable and everything. It's not in color though, you know, like that'd be cool. That'd be cool if it came out in color, but then that'd probably get hit by the tariffs too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's always some fun. You use a nut runner. Well, you know what we call ours? We actually have one of these in here, and we reference it as a nut setter. So it's basically where like you have this standoff. Like if I was gonna put a new standoff in, there is a nut setter that's got a Phillips on it, so you put that over it and then help screw that in case you want to do it. But the other thing that I like about here is that the standoff is also 6x32, so if you just have one of those cool little screwdrivers that's got the little 6x32 Allen on it, that's nice and you just lock that in, dude. That's good to go. So it's nice to see the reference with that. I mean, like I said, I've seen it from the other things. I'm just digging on the new book, you know, being a little bit bigger there. We've done that before in the past, but mostly with a lot of like bigger things. Maybe it's because it's the Workstation and they're kind of taking a little bit extra on the Workstation stuff. But I'm going to definitely throw some solid feedback to the Kensters and be like, hey, man, I really like the big book stuff. We should, you know, if the cost isn't too bad on it, I think we should do more of that. I think people appreciate stuff like that, especially when you may or may not know that we have a Thermaltake stream covering this, giving you all the ins and outs for the case. But, you know, you're sitting at home, you're ready to build, and you need that quick little reference, man. It really does help. Especially when you're trying to build a PC and you can't necessarily Google something because you're building the thing to Google. You know what I mean? So, never trust a nut runner. Good advice. Good advice. Oh. All right. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up here for us. It was kind of short and sweet. I wasn't really planning on doing a build in it because if I was gonna do a build, I wanted like some crazy Workstation stuff, but like that was a little excessive, if you can understand. I mean, like we're talking like 10 large or more for parts, and it's like I don't know. Maybe if we had a couple thousand people watching, I could afford it. You know what I'm saying? No, it's all good. I love you guys. I love you guys hanging out. Thanks for staying after the waffles. Much appreciated, both you guys on YouTube and over on Twitch. Appreciate you guys. Nut runners are greater than sockets. Maybe. Ooh, thousands you said? I'll work hard, Mike. I appreciate it, man. You do too, man. Hope you had a good stream, by the way, Blue. I didn't know you were streaming, man. That's awesome. Hope you're having fun there and everything like that. I enjoy it. Want to do more. Got a lot going on with Computex. I'm hoping to be able to expand a little bit after that. But yeah, I got a big job I got to do in Taiwan, man. So I got to get ready for it. I got to cross all my T's and dot all my ring I's. You know what I mean? Wait, Mike, does US Thermaltake have affiliates? No, we don't. It's something I've brought up. Like I've talked to them about. We have a streamer program on the website, but I don't know what's going on with it. It's not run by us here in the US. I believe that's over in HQ, but I'm not 100% sure. But that was something that I wanted to bring here with what we got going on here. So maybe it might be something we could do in the future. I'm not too sure. I'm definitely going to tell you that your boy ThermalMike's got a good proposal together, and I'm going to be putting that across some big bosses, if you can understand. We'll have to see what they think. We'll have to see what they think. See if they want to dive into some more waffles or not. Either way, though, we ain't going nowhere. We're just trying to expand a little bit, give you some more Thermaltake, more times. More thermal times, right? You try and I hit 1K finally. Nice, man. Dude, that's a big step, dude. That's a big step. And you know, on the streamer side of things too, like news-wise and stuff, like I heard you might want to take a look into like Kick as well. Not because I would say it's the safest site for streaming, but I heard Kick now unlock the ability to multi-stream and still be able to be a part of their streamer program where you get paid by the hour, so that you can do that as well as Twitch and YouTube, where I think before it was locked down to if you're going to do that, you can only do them. So I think that was a big move by Kick, and I think that just happened. I'm not sure if it's actually implemented just yet, but it looks kind of interesting. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm really kind of jumping in on it, but I might. And I know, I don't think a lot of people have been on Kick, but if you can understand, when you have, as a small streamer, right? Someone is trying to get in there. If you want more eyes, you want to try to get more eyes. I mean, think about people see you on Kick, then they could go to Twitch or YouTube if you're multi-streaming. The thing you just got to control is all the chat. I mean, we do Twitch and YouTube, so I have both in here. Caffeinated, shout out to Caster Labs. Caffeinated for their amazing stuff. I mean, I needed some help. Dropped in on their Discord. They said, I got you, and it was so easy. So I've been using that. It supports Kick. It also supports TikTok. That's been another one that I've been debating on doing. OBS, doing the vertical, and doing TikTok streams all at the same time. But a lot of the uncertainty, like what's going on with TikTok, you know, who's going to own it next week. So a lot of that stuff's up in the air. And yeah, I've looked at Kick a little bit, but I think they're definitely trying to kind of be another option besides Twitch. And I think Twitch's algorithm is tough. I mean, when I look at like stuff like we stream on Twitch and we're on, you know, under the science and technology, I mean, there's usually only about like 500 or so people like in the entire channel. You know what I mean? Like if we came over to, like if I came over to Twitch right now, if I came over to Twitch and we go and like, let's say, Science and Technology channel, 730K, 38K followers, 3K viewers. I think earlier when I was looking on it, it was about a couple. Let's see, are we? Look, we're right here. Look, we're right there. Dude, we're on like the third row. I've never actually looked at this while streaming. Look, we're right here. Look at me, look at me. We're right there, look at me. But that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll get up here one of these days. I mean, it's not sorted by viewers, so it's recommended for you. I guess if we went viewer-wise, hey, we upgraded. Look, we're on page 2. We're on the row 2, you know what I mean? So one day we might get up there, man. One day we might get up there. I mean, we had a little bit more pre-Waffle. I get all that, man. We're here to give back. It's all good. If you're here for the Waffle, no problem. You're here for the laughs, the distractions, checking out some tech, man. We're just trying to have it all here from you. For you, from your boy ThermalMike. So appreciate you. Keep losing connection driving. Oh, man. Well, we're ending, so you're going to have to jump over to something else, but I hope the drive is good. Hope you have a good trip wherever you're going. If I can get my fiber ISP installed, I could be doing Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter all the time. You know, are you on a single PC? I don't think you need fiber for that. And I think more of it is the upload, like looking at the upload and stuff like that. But, you know, yeah, like tunes, man. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's Wednesday. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day, baby. Let's go. All right. You guys have a great rest of your week. Happy Easter to everyone out there celebrating. I know I'm going to go have some good time hanging out with the fam this weekend for Easter. We got eggs. I'm probably going to eat too much chocolate. Don't care. Gonna have fun. Live the life. Enjoy it. You guys all have a great Easter and Good Friday and all that stuff going on over the weekend. We'll see you next Wednesday. Have some more stuff, maybe some new colors in store to kind of showcase here for you on next week. All right? Okay. You guys all have a good one. Thanks again. Much love to all the new followers and all the subscribers today. We'll be waffling again next week. See you soon. Take it easy. Later.